Hello everyone, I am Ritika Zulgar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So today we started our Unit 2. So Unit 2 is based on a transport layer. So in the OSI model, there are total seven layers are present. So in that we discussed network layer. Okay, so Unit 2 is based on the transport layer. So here so in this PPT, we discuss about transport layer and its services. What are the services used in the transport layer? So transport layer is the fourth layer from the top in the OSI model. So the main role of the transport layer is to provide the communication services directly to the application processes running on the different host. So this transport layer provides more than one protocol to the network application. So in the transport layer, what are the protocols are used? TCP protocol and UDP protocol. So TCP and UDP are the two transport layer protocols that provide a different set of services to the network layer. Okay, so these transport layer contain two main protocols, TCP and UDP protocol. So these two protocols provide the services to the next layer, that is the network layer. So each of the application in this application layer has the ability to send a message by using the TCP or UDP protocols. So So this transport layer also provide the logical communication between the application processes running on the different host. So these application processes on a different host are not physically connected. So these application processes use the logical communication and provided by the transport layer to send the message to each other. So this transport layer protocol implemented in the end system but not in the network routers. All the all the transport layer protocols provide multiplexing, demultiplexing services. Okay, so in the transport layer we provide the services are multiplexing and demultiplexing, and it also provides other services such as reliable data transfer, bandwidth guarantees, and delay guarantees. Okay, so these are the different services. So each of the application in the application layer has the ability to send a message by using TCP or UDP protocol. So this application communicate by using either of these two protocols like TCP also or UDP also. So both the TCP and UDP will then communicate with the internet protocol in the internet layer. Okay, this TCP UDP communicate with internet protocol in the internet layer. So the application can read and write to the transport layer. So we can say that the communication is a two-way process in the transport layer. See here, so this is a simple architecture diagram of a transport layer. So in the transport layer, here we have the protocols TCP protocol and UDP protocol. So first we have application layer, then transport layer and internet layer. Okay, so these are the application layer protocol. These are the TCP and UDP are the transport layer protocol, internet layer protocol. Okay. Next part is what are the services provided by the transport layer. So the services provided by the transport layer are similar to the data link layer. Okay, these transport layer are similar to the data link layer. So data can link layer provide the services with a single network, while the transport layer provide the services across an internetworking. Okay. So if you are considering the data link layer, so they will provide the services to the only one network. But in the transport layer, they provide the services to the throughout the internet network. So the data link layer protocol control the physical layer, while transport layer control all the lower layers. So what are the services provided by the transport layer? So the services provided by transport layer are divided into the five categories. The first is the end-to-end delivery. The second one is the addressing. Then third one is the reliable delivery. Then flow control, and last is the multiplexing. So first we discuss the end-to-end delivery. So the transport layer transmits the entire message to the destination. Therefore, it ensures the end-to-end delivery of an entire message from source to the destination. Okay, transport layer send the data or a message from source to the destination. So this is called as a end-to-end delivery. The second service is a reliable delivery. So the transport layer provides reliability services by retransmitting the lost and damaged packet. Okay, sometimes some packets are damaged or lost from moving from source to the destination. Okay, so reliable delivery provide the services to retransmit the lost packets or damaged packet. Okay, so for that, again we have four aspects for the reliable delivery. First is the error control, sequence control, loss control and duplication control. Okay, so अगर हम कोई सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन तक के अगर कोई डेटा सेंड कर रहे हैं, सो समटाइम्स क्या हो सकता है, वो जो डेटा है वो लॉस हो सकता है या फिर डैमेज हो सकता है. ओके, सो उस टाइम पे हम क्या कर सकते हैं, फिर से डेटा को और पैकेट को रिट्रांसमिट कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम सोर्स टू द डेस्टिनेशन. ओके, सो अगर अगर डेटा सेंड होते टाइम अगर कुछ पैकेट या पैकेट या फिर डेटा अगर लॉस होता है या फिर डैमेज होता है, सो उसको हम क्या कर सकते हैं, एरर कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, सीक्वेंस कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. अगर पैकेट अगर हमारा सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन तक के मूव कर रहा है, सो पैकेट अगर सेगमेंट के फॉर्म में है P1 P2 P3 एंड सो ऑन, सो उसका सीक्वेंस सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन तक के क्या होना चाहिए, सेम होना चाहिए. ओके, अगर सोर्स में P1 P2 P3 P4 के सीक्वेंस में अगर पैकेट्स थे हमारे, सो डेस्टिनेशन में भी क्या होना चाहिए, सीक्वेंस सेम रहना चाहिए. तो होगा वो सीक्वेंस कंट्रोल. ओके, देन अगेन लॉस कंट्रोल क्या होता है, P1 P2 P3 ऐसे पैकेट्स है, सो उसमें से अगर हमारा P2 पैकेट अगर लॉस हो जाता है, सो वो भी मेंटेन होना चाहिए, मतलब कोई भी पैकेट लॉस नहीं होना चाहिए, डैमेज भी नहीं होना चाहिए. सो वो होगा हमारा लॉस कंट्रोल. एंड डुप्लीकेशन कंट्रोल, डुप्लीकेट पैकेट भी सेंड नहीं होने चाहिए एट अ टाइम, यूनिक पैकेट सेंड होने चाहिए, वो होगा हमारा डुप्लीकेशन कंट्रोल. ओके, so these are the reliable delivery services. So we discuss one by one error control in the reliable delivery. So the primary role of the reliability is the error control. So in reality, no transmission will be 100% error-free delivery. Okay. So therefore, the transport layer protocol are designed to provide error-free transmission. So in the data link layer also, the services is the error control mechanism for the error handling. So it ensures only the node-to-node error-free delivery. So here we have one source and destination. We can send the packet from source to the destination. So here we are using the error checker at the data link layer. We check the errors at the data link layer and error not checked at the data link layer. So these are the errors not checked at the data link layer. So अगर हम डेटा लिंक लेयर यूज करते हैं, तो डेटा लिंक लेयर क्या करता है, नोड टू नोड ही चेक करता है बस डेटा को. ओके, so data link layer provides the error handling mechanism, but it ensures only the node to node error free delivery. So node to node reliability does not ensure the end to end data reliability. Okay, so ये क्या करता है, बट नोड टू नोड ही डेटा को चेक करता है, यहाँ पे वो चेक नहीं करेगा. ओके, हमारा पैकेट रिसीव हो रहा है, रिसीव हो रहा है या नहीं है डेस्टिनेशन तक. So data link layer checks the error between each network. If an error is introduced inside one of the router, then this error will not checked by the data link layer. So if only detects those errors that have been introduced between the beginning and end of the link. So therefore the transport layer perform the checking for the errors end to end to ensure that the packet has arrived correctly. Okay. Okay, so this is the error control mechanism in the transport layer. The second one is the sequence control. So the second aspect of the reliability is the sequence control, which is implemented at the transport layer. So on the sending end, the transport layer is responsible for ensuring that the packet received from the upper layers can be used by the lower layers. Okay. On the receiving end, it ensures that the various segments of a transmission can be correctly reassembled. Okay. So सीक्वेंस कंट्रोल क्या करता है, जो भी हमें एप्लीकेशन लेयर से पैकेट मिल रहे हैं वो उसी सीक्वेंस में ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर पे आने चाहिए. ओके, अपर से लोअर तक के. ओके, और सेम उसी सीक्वेंस में ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर टू दी नेक्स्ट लेयर जो होगा वहाँ पे वो सेंड होने चाहिए. ओके, सो दिस इज अ सीक्वेंस कंट्रोल, ensuring that the packet received from the upper layer can be used by the lower layers. On the receiving end, it ensures that the various segments of a transmission can be correctly reassembled. Okay. The next one is the loss control. So loss control is the third aspect of the reliability. So the transport layer ensures that all the fragments of a transmission arrive at the destination, not some of them. So on the sending end, all the fragments of the transmission are given sequence number of a transport layer. So these sequence numbers allow the receiver in the on the sending end, all the fragments of transmission are given sequence number by a transport layer. So by using this loss control, we can identify the missing segment. The next one is a duplication control. So duplication control is the another aspect of the reliability. So the transport layer guarantees that no duplicate data arrive at the destination. So sequence number are used to identify the lost packets. Similarly, it allows the receiver to identify and discard the duplicate packets or segments. So this is called as a duplication control. So these are the four reliability delivery aspects: error control, sequence control, loss control, and duplication control. Okay. So the next type or a next services provided by transport layer is a flow control. So in the flow control, it is used to prevent the sender from overwhelming the receiver. So if the receiver is overloaded with too much data, then the receiver discard the packet and asking for the retransmission of a packet. Okay. If the sender send the packet to the receiver side, so sometimes the data is overloaded. Okay. अगर लार्ज नंबर ऑफ अगर डेटा अगर हम सेंड कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम सेंडर टू द रिसीवर, ओके, सो उस टाइम पे क्या हो सकता है, रिसीवर क्या करेगा, रिसीवर के साइड क्या होगा, ओवरलोड हो जाएगा डेटा. सो रिसीवर विल सेंड the message to the sender to retransmit the data or retransmit the packet. Okay, so receiver discard the packet and asking for the retransmission of a packet. So this type of or the so when we get the situation like overloaded with too much data, so this is called as a flow control mechanism. So this increases the network congestion and reducing the system performance. So the transport layer is responsible for flow control, and it is used for sliding window protocol that makes the data transmission more efficient, as well as it controls the flow of data so that the receiver does not become overwhelming. So in the flow control, the sliding window protocol is used, and it is this sliding window protocol is a byte oriented rather than the frame oriented. Okay, so in the In the sliding window protocol, we are not sending the data is in the form of a byte or is in the form of a frame. Okay, here in the sliding window, we can send the data in the byte oriented. Okay, so in the next part, we discuss what is mean by the sliding window protocol. Okay, so in the flow control mechanism, we use the sliding window protocol. In the next services is multiplexing. So transport layer uses the multiplexing to improve the transmission efficiency. So this multiplexing can occur in two ways. First is the upward multiplexing and second one is the downward multiplexing. So first we discuss the upward multiplexing. So upward multiplexing means multiple transport layer connection uses the same network connection. Okay, multiple connections uses the same network connection. So to make the more cost effective, the transport layer sends the several transmissions bound for the same destination along with the same path. So this is achieved through the upward multiplexing. So here we have the upper layer slack. We have the multiple transport layer connection and these connections are connected to the same network transport layer. Okay, upper layer stack and upper layer stack. Okay, so this is our transport layer and these all the multiple transport layer connections are connected to the same connections. So this is the upward multiplexing. The second type of multiplexing is a downward multiplexing. So downward multiplexing means one transport layer connection uses the multiple network connection. One transport layer connection uses the multiple network connection. Okay, opposite to the upward multiplexing. So downward multiplexing allows the transport layer to split a connection among the several paths. Okay, split the connection in the several paths to improve the throughput. So this type of multiplexing is used when the network have a low or a slow capacity. Used for low or a slow capacity. So these are the services provided by the transport layer. First service is end-to-end delivery. Second is the reliable delivery. Third one is the flow control and last service is a multiplex. Thank you.